Hello, ladies and gentlemen. The great income tax shake-up has everyone talking. But the opposition has been saying this isn't Bharat's budget, it is Bihar's, a state where elections are expected likely next year. But how much of this is true? We do not only a reality check, but also a comparison with the last UPA budget, Chidambaram's budget. Well, to start with, for today at least, Bihar was mentioned 6 times. And not to forget Nirmala Sitharaman's beautiful white sari with colourful Madhubani motifs and an intricate golden border. Coincidental or political? That's something only she can answer or you can judge. From a Makhana board to greenfield airports, infra for IIT Patna, a National Institute Food Technology, there was a lot for Bihar. Prime Minister Modi has called it a people's budget. But Rahul Gandhi said the budget is nothing more than a band-aid for bullet wounds. In fact, Sagarika Ghosh has said it was all about Bihar, Bihar, Bihar. Dayanidhi Maran has said neither Tamil Nadu nor any southern states found any mention today because they are not an election hotline in near future. Congress has said this is Bihar's budget, and how much of this is true before we go any further? Which are the states that did find mention today in Finance Minister's speech? Let's look at that. Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, Assam, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Telangana, Punjab are opposition ruled states. So we give you an entire run-up of which were the states that were mentioned and how many of them were opposition ruled states. Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Telangana, Punjab. Before we get into the politics of it all, let's listen in. In fact, let's do a comparison. Let's look at what P. Chidambaram in his 2013-14 budget had offered. Bihar was ruled by JDU, which was a BJP ally, and was poll-bound in 2014. It was granted a backward regions grant fund for states, including the Bihar Green Revolution push for states, including Bihar Nalanda University reconstruction that was a promise given. In Uttar Pradesh, which was an SP-ruled party, outside support to Congress was on offer. From roads to the backward region grant, fund expansion of midday meal schemes and education schemes. You then had Maharashtra, which was Congress-ruled. Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor. You had several other offers, including a policy shift for energy infrastructure. And you had Tamil Nadu, of course, which was ruled by AIADMK. Chennai, Bangalore Industrial Corridor expansion of Thoothukudi. Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor development of Dholra Smart Industrial Area. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot that's been said about how the current government at the center has always been biased towards the opposition-ruled states. Every budget after budget. Let's just try and look at what the reality of this is. But first, let's listen into the reactions.
सभी आय वर्ग के लोगों के लिए टैक्स में भी कमी की गई है। इसका बहुत बड़ा फायदा हमारे मिडिल क्लास को, नौकरी पेशे करने वाले, जिनकी आय बंधी हुई है, ऐसे लोगों को, मिडिल क्लास को इससे बहुत बड़ा लाभ होने वाला है। मैं सभी देशवासियों को एक बार फिर इस ऐतिहासिक पीपल्स बजट की बधाई देता हूं।
आज बजट पास हुआ, पेश हुआ, उसमें आप देखिए बजट का पूरा का पूरा लक्ष्य 25 लोगों को फायदा पहुंचाने का। आपको थोड़ा सा दे देंगे, कह देंगे भैया ये लो थोड़ा सा टैक्स माफ कर लेंगे, मगर अगर आप बजट का लक्ष्य देखेंगे तो हिंदुस्तान का धन 20-25 अरबपतियों को देने का है।
Gentlemen, joining me right now is Abhishek Singhvi, Senior Congress Leader and Rajya Sabha MP. Thank you very much for joining us. Good evening. First, let me start with this very straight question, Mr. Abhishek Singhvi. Prime Minister has called this people's budget and some big hits. The big income tax shake-up is something that everybody is talking about it, but how do you look at it?
It's a good thing that they have increased the slab from 7 odd to 12 odd. But, to have all these broad jumlas, if it's a people's budget, a GDP growth can't be 6.3, 6.4, 6.5. And even your projections, this is your own report yesterday, and your projections for the future, which are normally liberal, a little exaggerated and rosy, the projections are themselves 6.3 to 6.8, which means that 6.3 is likely. Now, just doing, and remember, this is the same government going on for 10, 11, 12 years. Now, when it's the same government, the very same thing could have done earlier. If you think that this reduction of income tax slab is going to have such a booster effect, you see your last year's figure published by your CA in your economic survey. So it shows that there is an admission that this has not been working.
So politically, what are you saying, Abhishek Singhvi? Are you then saying that all of this is jumla and bad economics?
Make in India is a shambles. It is a pure jumla. Make in India, if it had succeeded even partly, you wouldn't have the manufacturing mess which you have today, which is the reason for slow GDP. Then what will you do with the extra money in your pocket with your fiscal deficit showing at 4.8 and hoping to be 4.4 tomorrow? Remember, we have Manmohan Singh government with 3%. Now you can give, economists like lawyers always have sophisticated explanations. The point is that you will say that, okay, we are giving more money and yet we are maintaining fiscal deficit. But maintaining at 4.8 is bad enough. 4.4 is not a good figure. So the value of your money is decreasing. And I'm most concerned about two things. One is this low Make in India manufacturing base. Two, capital expenditure slashing. Huge slash. 11.11 lakh crores to 10.18 lakh crores. MSMEs, you keep on mentioning them as a jumla, but have experienced no great kickoff. Forget COVID, your excuse is COVID. I'm talking of much after COVID.
No, Mr. Singhvi, so, economy slowdown is a given, though the government has had very different responses at every point. But do you see the measures announced today, at least as an intent to tackle the slowdown? Is that something you see?
Yes, the question must be seen in the context of the same government for several years. It's not a new finance minister. It's not a new government. The slowdown is under their nose. So the question arises, if you have got this slowdown, just rewind to the last time's budget, play the Prime Minister's speech. Same words by the Finance Minister. Why didn't it happen in the last year? That's a very good indicator of how you are just shoring up expectations, boosting confidence by verbiage. These four reasons need much more than a personal income tax slab cut. Economies are not kickstarted by you having only more money in your pocket, maybe more savings. It is kickstarted by the unleashing your animal energies in entrepreneurship. There is nothing great here if you have less capex. Make in India doesn't seem to be working. FIIs are withdrawing money. So I think you need some very big kickstarting. And now you're blaming also, let me tell you, the subtext is you're blaming your own RBI. The RBI is the independent watchdog. Now you're hinting. The subtext is, oh, they didn't give enough credit cuts to reduce the interest rates. अरे भाई आप ही सरकार में हैं, आप ही चला रहे हैं सिस्टम, और अगर पुराने आपके फिगर्स इतने नीचे हैं तो आगे के लिए भविष्य के लिए तो आप बजट में कुछ, बजट इज ऑलवेज फॉर द फ्यूचर, राइट? So it's easy to say, but then on past experience of similar words, similar government, similar finance minister, you have reason to be pessimistic.
Okay, Mr. Singhvi, budget after budget, over the last few years, opposition ruled states have cried foul. They've alleged discrimination. Well, this budget, of course, the emphasis is evident on poll-bound Bihar. That's for everyone to see. But how do you see it for opposition-ruled states? Is it any different?
Never has there been a greater assault, and I'm using my words carefully but very forcefully and clearly. Sneha, in the last 75 years, there have been different colors of government, including BJP governments earlier. Never have I seen such assaults on federalism generally as this government in 10, 15 years. That is general federalism. Now, federalism can have various facets. Political federalism. Now let us talk of fiscal federalism. Is there any doubt in your mind that BJP-ruled states versus non-BJP ruled states, or BJP ruled states along with allied states, have a differential treatment everywhere in anything? Take, for example, Bihar and Andhra Pradesh. Check the dates. When Nitish Kumar was in his pre-Palturam days when he was there, they were crying horse for these special packages. Did anything happen? When Mr. Naidu was literally screaming for years. So now you have the whitewashing effect. You get, I'm not saying that a special package. Special package is a term of art, it's a technical term. But you get huge supports. Tell me one, if Delhi asks for something like this, or Telangana asks, will you get it anywhere near that? Will you consider it sympathetically even? Now take the case of West Bengal. West Bengal has been shouting from the rooftops that you have to reimburse us. Forget West Bengal, Tamil Nadu also, on the GST deficit, right? You know that.
Yeah.
Where is that reimbursement?
Right.
Because unfortunately, the central government is happy if the states not ruled by them or allied with them are unhappy. Because unfortunately, the central government sees everything in raw, crude, political gain terms. So your state will suffer, there'll be some tightness, and look at the way your governors are behaving. They're not passing legislation. So the idea is that the state gets frustrated and the people get frustrated, and the people in that frustration will vote against the local government, which otherwise the BJP would have no chance of defeating. That's the new definition of federalism we are having.
Well, Mr. Singhvi, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your perspective. Pleasure to have you.